Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Snakes on the Plane. Today I'm going to be showing off a couple of the snakes that we have available. Starting off with this wonderful African import. We have two left. Everything else has either been sold or we're holding back. We actually had our very first expo. It went very well. It was a great time and we just really actually almost sold out. A couple snakes became available during that time though, so here are the few that we have left. And this boy does not like to stay still. This is, well, we give all of our snakes code names, I should start out with saying. It's because we just feel like it's a little bit more personal than just a barcode, and it's not super hard to remember. Like a barcode's pretty hard for me to remember. So instead of having to remember, like, this is male X924, you can remember that this one's code name is Forest. It's not meant to be a forever name, it's just meant to be something that we can identify easier the snakes in our collection. So this male, again, is an African import, and what these guys do is they really help bump up your genetic diversity because almost all ball pythons are related to each other in some way or another. So this really helps your animals be healthier. I've heard a lot of breeders who get them say that animals that are bred to African imports breed better, eat better, and just thrive better in captivity because, believe it or not, there are genes that influence eating, breeding, and such, and we are not actively selecting against them. So getting some extra genes in there, getting some different genes in there really does wonders for a collection. So this boy is not showing up like his normal colors. He's actually quite a greenish brown color, which is why we named him Forest. He's very odd, and I'm sad to let him go because if his green would have maybe shown through just a little bit more, I definitely would have kept him back, because one of my sort of dream fantasy alternate reality sort of things would be find whatever blah a green ball python morph. I think that'd be awesome. But this boy's pretty close. He has some wonderful markings. I really like these dots on his dorsal that remind me of the hurricane a lot. He has them actually all the way down his back. He also has wonderful high whites that go around his alien heads here. Some really interesting keyholes, and that's big things for me anyways. I really do like how high his whites come. It's beautiful. Now that belly is definitely one of my favorite things. On this guy, it's a pretty normal belly. It's a little bit more clean than your average normal, but those things can and do oftentimes vary. So this is our first boy. If you guys are interested in any of the snakes that you see, you guys can reach out to us through our Facebook link in the description below. And that's just the easiest way and the quickest way to get a hold of us. Our email is also down there. I won't lie, we don't always check that every day, so definitely Facebook is the best. And if you do send us an email, you can go ahead and comment here on Facebook, and I'll definitely be able to get to it quicker then, because I do check, or YouTube, I'm sorry, if you comment on YouTube below this video saying that you sent us an email about one of the snakes, we definitely will check that out a lot quicker than normal that way. Also, I keep Google Sheets on all of these guys, feedings, you know, any information actually at all. It all goes onto that Google Sheet, and I will send a viewable, or not send, I will add a viewable link to Forest's Google Sheet in the description below, and all of their Google Sheets in the description below. If you click on it, you'll just be able to view everything that this boy has ever really done, and had any problems or anything like that. But he's a great eater. He's been with us, and the other one also has been with us for 6 months now, and they're health guaranteed. You can just see how nice and plump they are. They definitely are thriving in captivity very well. These guys were not wild caught. They were actually born in captivity, so been around humans their entire life, and this one just has a great demeanor and definitely a little bit of odd pattern going on. So now that we've gotten the first one out of the way, rest should go by rather quickly. Let's get on to the next and last African import that we have available. Okay, so this is the next African import that we have for sale, and actually the last one. this is our code name Muffin. I gave him that because he is so feisty. You have no idea. He would not make a good pet, so I would not be selling him as a pet, but he definitely would make good breeder quality. He has a great appetite. All the feisty ones always do. He is very much so tolerant of handling, but it does stress him out, and I have had to work with him because he definitely used to be very defensive biting wise and striking wise and stuff. So he's definitely done better, getting better, but would not make a good pet. So this guy is showing up quite orange on the camera, I can see, and he is definitely an orangish reddish color. He's a little bit darker in a reddish tint in real life, and I loved him. The first time I saw him, he was in shed, and I fell in love with him. He's gonna be a hard one to let go, but we definitely have some interesting orange ones already, and with him being a male, it's definitely one that we should let go. So lucky for you guys. He's very interesting, and that dorsal, just how black it is, that head is nice and blushed out, odd sort of granityness in those alien heads that he's got going on right there, and then that tail, he's actually got like a nice windowed pattern on the tail right there. When he goes into shed, he actually turns a much darker red color, and I think that's why I fell in love with him in the first place, because he was red. But as you can see, quite shy, but again, tolerant of handling now at least. Alright, there we go. Now you can see his belly is super clean. I think it reminds me of sort of like a Mojave or Mystic belly. So, my personal opinion, and again, I'm new at, not newer, like 3 years I've been doing this, but still kind of new at this. Bellies are definitely something I check out, and if they're different, I feel a lot more confident with, purchasing, with it possibly being a new gene, and his belly, I mean, very different. Look at that. I love it. I love it so much. Just kind of turned to normalish towards the last couple inches there, maybe last 2 or 3 inches. But yes, so this is Muffin, and again, fantastic eater. He'd be a great addition, and just not a good pet. So that's kind of something you don't hear too often, not pet quality. But anyways, if you like Muffin, his information is down below, and we're gonna head on to the next snake. And go figure, the next snake I'm excited to show you guys about is in shed. So this is a male pastel that is eating magnificently. He's actually on frozen thawed already and had tons of meals. So if you guys want to check out this guy's information, he is available, and down below his code name is Pete. He is a stunner. I'm gonna put a picture up of him right now for you guys to look at. And if you want to click on his link, there are many more photos in his little area down there. But yes, this guy, I couldn't believe just how good he looked when he shed the first couple times, and he just kept his coloration. And now, me being all excited to show you guys, and he looks, well, subpar right now. Probably doesn't feel too good either. Sorry, dude. So we'll get him out of here pretty quick so that we're not stressing him out. But again, this is just a pastel. I'm going to turn up my aperture, but he's a very, in my opinion, a very nice pastel, and a breeder quality pastel at that. When he's not in shed, he has some absolutely beautiful blushing, but at the moment, of course, he's just kind of his shedding self. So we're going to get him put away and move on to the next sibling. Alright, the next snake I have for you guys is this beautiful girl. This one is codenamed Patty, and Patty has just a wonderful color. She's actually quite yellow, which is kind of showing up as a little bit of orange on the camera, but she's very yellow, has gorgeous blushing. I just wish that last snake would have not been in shed for you guys, because oh my gosh, he's so beautiful. But Patty's just as gorgeous in my mind. She is taking frozen thawed like an animal. She actually came out of the tub at me when I just came to grab her. So she is definitely ready for her new home, and definitely ready to make hopefully some awesome babies. Also, something I failed to mention is that the mother of these babies is ginormous. She gets over 3,000 grams easily. And these babies do have the possibility of being very large, as their eggs were rather large, and they did come out at sort of the top of the charts when ball pythons hatch or are kind of like involved. These guys definitely were quite large when they were born. So that is also something that you might want to take into consideration. And again, what I would consider to be a breeder quality pastel, definitely for this girl. She's so beautiful. So if you guys are interested in Patty, go ahead and check out her information in the link below. Next up that is available is this wonderful pastel mahogany male, codename Barry. He is easy. He and his brother are so easy. I'm not sure if they've ever refused a meal, and if they have, it definitely wasn't for long. They are totally ready to go. They've had tons of meals with us, both feeding on frozen thawed readily, and are, as you can see, very docile. He also has the best sort of phallic mark on his back there. In my opinion, that means it's a real quality snake. So he's as wonderful. He already has some of this blushing that you see, a lot of this very nice blushing that, in my opinion, is something that I love and something that I look for in an adult pastel mahogany. Like I said, they always get better with age. That's what I mean. If you guys don't know what they look like, definitely go look up a photo of them as adults, because it's that blushing right there that turns them just gold as adults and absolutely beautiful. He has sort of odd markers, and I'm going to show you in a second. One of which being, if you notice from his pattern to his sister's pattern, it is much different. It is a little bit crazier. Not a ton, but a little bit crazier. The blushing is a main thing that I'm seeing with this. That blushing is very different and much more pronounced. And then it just is very odd, sort of dorsal pattern, and the side of the neck pattern right there. And if we can get a front view of his nose, sorry, it's gonna blow out here. Do you guys see the dots on the front of his snoz right there? You see the dots in his eye band, and then also that eye band is super dark in here. He's not gonna love this. Oh, it's okay. That actually worked out. Oh no, stay back, mister. That eye band is actually super dark, and it actually draws a circle around the eye band. So it's actually outlined, is what I've been calling it, a bold black outlined eye band. As I'm trying to wrangle a snake video and talk at the same time. I'm doing one too many things. So that is what I'm talking about as what I've been seeing as the main sort of identifier for possibly something different going on. It's very strange, and he has blue eyes. Blue silver eyes. Very weird. But not only does it that, if it was just that, I'd be like, that's alright. But that pattern, and just look at that blushing. That's intense. And yeah, his sister wasn't shed, so maybe she's not showing her blushing as much, but it is nowhere near this, guys. Nowhere near this. There is something going on. And let's just talk about the mahogany gene for a second. I'm not trying to sell, I mean, obviously I'm trying to sell the snakes, but I'm not trying to sell myself too much here. But the mahogany gene has always been kind of an underdog, because no one's really paid that close attention to it. And then all of a sudden someone decided that, hey, I'm going to start putting it into recessives. So people just made a mahogany clown, which I'm going to put up a photo of right now, and it's probably going to be from JKR. It might not be though, but JKR does have some if you guys want to see some others with some different combos. And now the prices of them, unfortunately for you, if you're interested, have gone up, but that's also a fortunate thing for you as well. Because if you do sort of invest, I guess you could say, even in this project right now, then that means most likely, because these animals are being put into many recessive genes, that people are going to want them for a longer time at a higher price. So their price should actually, according to, you know, economics trends and the market trends for ball pythons, they, quotes, should and most likely will stay higher for longer than what would normally happen with a codominant gene like mahogany. And of course, this is not just mahogany, it's a very nice pastel. In my opinion, he does have breeder quality pastel in him. You can just see how bright that is in my hand. He's stunning, guys. He and his brother really just wow me. I mean, gosh, I am sort of halfway kicking myself right now selling him with that blushing going on, but we have so many males and I'm keeping his dad, so here I am talking myself out of it right now too. You can see he has a wonderful clean belly like all pastel mahogany should, and again, this gene should be keeping its value, its new value, which has just gone up, and it should be providing you with some, and all of us with some really interesting new morphs that we haven't seen before, especially double recessives coming up here soon, and some incredible combos with darker stuff, and I love the darker stuff. But you can see mahogany is one of those rare genes that when you put something in it like lighter, like this pastel, it doesn't actually get rid of the color of it, because that yellow is still there and it doesn't just completely blot out the yellow. So we're gonna move on as this guy's destroying my photo booth. Oh no! We're gonna move on to this guy's brother next, and we will be right back. Alright, so the next snake we have available is actually the last male period in the pastel, super pastel 2 mahogany clutch. This is a pastel mahogany, and this is Spiral. I'm gonna get him out here. There we go. So Spiral, as you can see, does have one, let me see if I can get to focus a little bit. He does actually have one eye stripe that has the dot and is circled, and it's actually quite bold circled, but the other one does not. Really strange. And he does have some characteristics. His pattern is a little bit wonky, but it's not that much, but he has a ton of gravel-like influence, sort of gravel-like, I shouldn't say influence, looking. Very spotted, very, very spotted compared to his brothers and sisters that I've seen. His dorsal pattern is pretty broken up, and he also has some nice blushing like his brother. But he doesn't have as good of coloration, and the blushing, and the pattern isn't as wild as his brothers. So I think that again, there's a correlation between that head, or that eye band, and the color, the pattern, and the blushing especially. So if we take a look at him, sort of zooming around, you guys can see that that blushing, that just like his brother, is very pronounced. Ooh, it's okay, mister. He's a little upset right now. You guys can see that, hopefully you guys can see that his color isn't as beautiful as his brother's, but this is actually a very nice color for, at least in my opinion, it's a very nice color for a pastel mahogany. He's got a nice yellow, a nice golden yellow hue, and I do not think that it will brown out with age to the point of him being actually brown. I really like this little hook over here that he has too. Why not we just highlight that real quick. He has been a champion eater just like his brother. Like I said, they're just so easy, those two. I wish all of their clutch was like that. They just want to eat, 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 and they are, oh my gosh, they're just disposals. Not like their sister, that's my holdback, and we'll get to her in a second. She's insane eater, but these guys kind of do start to rival her. So again, just want to show off that I do wonder if there's something going on. I'm not for sure, but it seems to be a trend going on here. If they don't have that that bold and eye stripe and that dot, then they don't seem to have as crazy of a pattern, and they definitely don't have as great of blushing. And if they do, that pattern is wigged out, and that blushing is just, I mean, look at that. That's just through the roof. That right there, that spot, then that long section, I should say, that looks like an adult pastel mahogany's blushing. It's just great stuff, guys. So, again, this one's Spiral if you're interested in him, and he should be doing some crazy amazing things. Alright, so here is my other unnamed holdback, and yep, like what? There are no other genes. The parents do not have yellow belly. They do not have gravel. As you can see, she, gosh darn it, is in shed. But I mean, she's still this yellow in shed, just as yellow as her brothers and sisters. I'm happy that you guys can see the blushing coming through. This snake doesn't have any color. It is just blushing. You see this stuff? Are you seeing this? That is just blushing all throughout there. Gosh darn it. I mean, then that pattern, and look at the expression of those outlined outlined eye stripes. The expression on her is through the roof. I mean, they are completely 110% covered, and like outlined. I mean, let me just get this side. There we go. Yeah, no idea what's going on. And this is her in shed, and she looks this good. And I mean, I'm not, again, trying to brag or anything. I'm just blown away by this animal. Like, what is going on? Same beautiful clean belly that she should have as her morph. Same basic coloration as far as yellow and black. But again, she's much brighter yellow. Just right now, being in shed, it's not coming out as well. And the difference is that she's brighter in coloration. Brighter yellows coming through. She still has the same silver blue eye color. She has this crazy pattern, and of course, that freaking blushing. What the heck is going on with you, Missy, huh? She's like, oh, she looks all embarrassed right now. But please, if you guys have any name suggestions for her, put them in the link or in the comments below. I would love to hear any name suggestions that you guys have, because I don't have this girl named yet. She has a sister that I didn't show off in this video because she doesn't have as crazy of a pattern or as crazy of blushing, but she does have the majority of her body is blushing, just like this snake, but not quite as much blushing. So definitely something weird going on here, guys. I can't wait to hopefully prove them out to have a different gene. The more that they've aged, the more that I'm just like, something is going on here, because one of these things is not like the other. And it's more of the fact, not so much that they're different, because yes, every single gene is going to be different every single time that it comes out, like someone's hair color, you know, stuff like that. It's not always going to be the exact same color, the exact same expression, which is polymorphism. But the matter of the fact is that the more pronounced, I know I've said this a few times, I'm sorry, but seriously, the more pronounced, the more bold, the more outlined that eye band is with that dot, the more expressed there is of this blushing, the crazier the pattern, and the brighter the pastel is coming, the yellow is coming through from the pastel. So that's what makes me wonder and makes me go, yeah, maybe. And that's what I do. I'm like, yeah, definitely, no, maybe. So I'm gonna still send this around to some friends, see if they can figure out what the heck's going on, if there's something going on. Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to prove it out myself, hopefully. So yeah, and I'd love for you guys to be in that as well. So if you guys found any of the ones that were available interesting, make sure just to hit me up and we'll help you guys out as much as we can or answer any questions. And so what we're going to do next is we're going to take a look at these parents, and I don't know, maybe you'll see something that I haven't and other breeders haven't, and please let me know. Alright, here we go. Alright, so this is going to be a lot harder to do, but this is the mom. This is Arky. She is a super pastel, and I'm going to put, maybe, I think, some photos up of her. I might not, because actually I might not have any good ones of her, because she just doesn't sit still, the little bugger. But you can see, look at, she's just a super pastel. No major blushing on the head or anything. Nothing too wild, so yeah, don't know what's going on. Let's move on to the dad, who I have a feeling is the quote-unquote culprit. Oh geez, okay, this is Slag. He is very zoomy, as most males are during breeding season. This is the mahogany. Now he has extensive scarring because the breeder that I got him from a breeder who got him from a snake, basically a reptile, a large reptile distributor, and they allowed a mouse to be with him for too long, so he got mauled by the mouse. So it's kind of hard to see with all the scarring, but he does have some atypical pattern. But I mean, he is a mahogany, so they have atypical pattern anyways. I guess it is more blocky towards the tail, and his tail is blocky. He has, oh gosh, Slag, why? Why? Adults, they're so hard to maneuver and take pictures of. Okay, so he also has, come here boy, I know. He's like, okay, listen, I don't like the bright lights. He has the normal red head. He actually has a very nice red head, which is not something that's being selected for anymore, so please, I love the red head. Bring it back. So I don't know, guys. Oh my gosh, this is so hard. Sorry, he's kind of all over the place. No, he's going through my camera loop. You can't do that. It'd be so much easier if I had two hands. I'm sorry. But I don't know, whatever you guys think, just let me know, because he doesn't seem crazy, and he doesn't have eye bands that have the, neither did the mom, by the way. I've already checked, that have the dots on them. Let's see if I can get, there we go. No eye bands that have the dots on them. Sorry man, you're not moving. He does have beautiful eyes though. So really not too sure what the heck is going on here. But again, I'm pretty sure it came from him, if it's a gene, because all of them are either mahogany, or actually all of them did have to have the mahogany gene. And of course all of them were pastel, because the mom is a pastel mahogany. So just, I don't know. If you guys recognize anything, I hope you already have commented what you think it is. And if not, then I don't know, this might be an opportunity for you guys to get into a new gene. So if you guys are interested in these guys, in any of the snakes that you've seen that are available, please just let me know. And again, I said either email me and comment below that you've emailed me, otherwise I check it a couple times a week, so it might just be a slow reply that way, unfortunately. Or the easiest way, the quickest way, would be to just message us on Facebook, and we'll get back to you very soon that way. I can almost positively say that we'll get back to you guys within a couple minutes, usually. And otherwise, we'll give you guys the prices and all that fun stuff there, and can give you shipping quotes, all that other, you know, good stuff that comes along with picking up a snake. And we really appreciate you guys watching this video. This has been a fun clutch for us. I love the mahogany gene. I'm so happy that it's finally getting the attention it deserves, and you know that means that this gene is just going to keep growing, and it should not die anytime soon, especially with big name breeders like Ozzy and JKR and others that are showing interest in it, especially JKR. He's more than showing interest in it. He has been breeding some incredible things. If you guys haven't already, check out his video with the Suma pied. So it's a super mahogany pied. Super mahoganies are a very dark snake, almost black, with an orange back stripe. So that means if you add cinnamon or GHI to a Suma, it becomes a jet black snake without the possibility of kinking, which, if you guys know, like black pastel, super black pastels and super cinnamons do kink. So that's where mahogany is going to come into play, into making panda pieds that do not kink. Kind of hoping that he names them penguin pieds, because a super cinnamon, or a super mahogany cinnamon is called a tuxedo, and what has a tuxedo? Well, penguins. And so it kind of goes along with the panda pied thing, but it's a little different itself. Who knows what's going to happen though. Right, Slag? He's like, I hate you so much. Please let me go home. So anyways, Thank you guys again for watching this video. Please reach out to us if you have any if you have any questions, and if this is a couple years down the road or a couple months down the road and you guys are still like, oh, I wonder what they have for sale, check out our website in the description below to see pairings and what's in our incubator and what we have available at that moment. And please feel free to reach out to us in the ways I have described. So hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon.